Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, you will create a codes application from scratch by using Firebase as backend and Flutter as frontend. First, you will create a Firebase project. For that, you will head on to Firebase console and then you will go to add project. Once you come to add project, you can type in your name. Once you do that, you will end up having codes app similar of that sort of. So I have already created this app and it is a quotes app. So we will go to our database where you will select Firestore and you will add quotes there. Okay. I have created a collection already. So I will show you quickly how you can add a new collection. So clicking on this button, start collection, you will add a quote or I will create another quotes to collection ID so that it's unique. Okay. Then I will just add any document and I will put quote here which will have you never hurt someone, like that, some any quote and like that. Then you will add a quote. After that you will add an author will be, you can say, yourself, anyone, and then you can save it. So as a result, you will have quotes 2 as a collection, and the document that you have added with this ID, which is auto generated, will be added into your documents, and you have your quote detail here. If you want to add more quotes, you can add document, choose auto ID because it is auto generated, or you can, if you are able to manage your unique IDs, you can create your own. And similarly, you will add a quote and then author. So anything there like this, and you will have another quote. Okay. So right now I will delete this. I will delete this quotes too because we don't want to, unnecessary put things. So I have created all the quotes here. There are 7 right now. So this is the author, and you can see author here. Then you can see the quote. These all things we will see in the Flutter. Okay. Okay. Now, what we need to do extra to use this database in our iOS or Android application. So for that, you will go to your project settings and you will add an app. Okay. Over here, you will add an app. I have already added this app. You can add another app to it. You can add iOS or Android app or web app or a Unity project. Then I will go to iOS again, and as you can see here, I can name any, means what project name you have to give. So basically before this, you will have to create a Flutter project and you will have to get the bundle ID. I will show you where you can find the bundle ID. Once you add a bundle ID, uh, you can say anything like this. This bundle ID is nothing but the package name which you create in the Flutter project. Okay. Once you register this app, it will take a little time, and after that it will ask you to download this Google Service Info plist and put it in your runner/runner folder. I will show you how you can do it. So basically, this file you will download and put it at your location, and then you can just say next and close the thing. Okay. Since I have already created a quotes app, so I am going to remove this app which I just added just to show you. So this is our package. Okay. Now, uh, similarly, you can add an Android app as well, and you will need to give the package name. So that's a common thing, right? Coming back to now, we will create an Android Flutter project. So I will go to this create new button, create new project. Okay. And here you will select your Flutter SDK path. Then you are going to name your project as quotes app and then finish. So since I have already created a project and it's very new, it's nothing, no code is added there. So what you need to add is, uh, first we will start with this project now, and I'm going to remove all these. Now there is a sweet command for that. So if you press command R, so you will get this box which says find and replace. Okay, so command R is for replace or as well. / space dot star \n, and while you're doing this, make sure you select this regex button so that these things are auto selected, and then just press replace all. It will be replaced by empty string. Okay. Then second time you need to replace all the / / with the same thing, and then you can close this and you can format your file, and it will be completely free of any comments, the starting project comments. Now we will delete this home page completely. We don't need this, and we will create a package, probably directory. Okay, so it will be a directory, which will be UI, and inside UI you will have pages. Okay, and yes, before that we will have a widget, so we will create a common directory. Here you will create a widget which will be a quote widget, and then we will create our quote widget here. Okay. Now before we proceed, we need to include something in our pubspec.yaml. So we will go to pubspec.yaml. We will make this as 2.7.0, and we will add these dependencies. So let me explain you. Cloud Firestore will be used to connect with Firestore. Flutter screen util will be used to make the app responsive, so that if you give height or width or text sizes, all these dimensions will be scaled based on screen's pixel density. Okay, then random color will be used to put any random color on the as a background for the quote, and then Google Fonts, just to use fancy fonts. So recently, if you have seen, with the recent release, there was support for Google Fonts. Okay, and you can directly choose any font here, and you can use that font directly in your Flutter project. You will not need to declare anything in this fonts section in your pubspec.yaml. Okay, together with this, uh, what I would like to do is I would like to download this. So basically, this is the way I do it. I download the icon in PNG, and this is our code which we will show in our UI. So I'm downloading it, and I will probably navigate to my project, and it will be codes app, and I will create a folder which will be assets. Okay, and then here I will name it as forward code, or just a code image. Okay, so this will be my code image, right? After this, you will go to your project again, and you will find that assets is there. Now you will see in pubspec.yaml, and remove this. Fine. And instead of this, you will mention assets, and it will be quote. Since this project will have only one image, so we will right now proceed with this scenario, and we will just hit pub get. So it will be hitting flutter pub get, and we will see something very quick. So within 1 second, the dependencies refresh, and we are good to go. Now we are creating a scaffold. Okay, this scaffold will have a body, and the body will have a quote widget. Right now I'm going to show you how you can create a normal widget, and then we will add this into a page view in future, so that we can have all the 7 8 whatever we have these quotes in our file store. We will show all of them together. First we'll see how we can design it for one. Okay, so quote widget, and here we are going to create a stack. So instead of a stack, we will take normally container, and we will give a color to it, and it will be acting as a background color. Okay, so color will come as a background color, and to do this we will need to actually define some variables, which will be color, background color. Okay, then you will have a quote and author, which will be passed from wherever it is getting called. Meanwhile, let me run it so that we can see the changes directly. Till now, this is your starting app, as you can see here, right? So till now there is nothing added. We have not run it for, we are running it for the first time now, and it has quote widget. So why don't we add a quote here? Okay, so it can be anything. It's just me, like that, and author will be my name. Okay, let's see how it looks there. Ideally it will not look anything, it will just be a background color which should be passed from here. So let us pass that also, otherwise it will show some error. So it will be red accent. Let us take it like that. Okay, and why it showed the error? Oh, because there was no comma. Okay, So right now it will not show anything. If I rerun it, it should show probably something. Yes, so it has red background, and what we need to do is we need to add some fields into it. So quote will somewhere come here, then the author will come here, and that image will come here. So we'll take a child and use column in that. Okay. Then first child will be image dot asset, path will be assets, and quote underscore image dot png. And of course, now comes the part where we need to give width and height. And as I said, we will be using screen util. So I will show you without screen util and with screen util what are the differences. So let us take width as 100 and height as also 100. It's just a text. Okay. And yes, fine. So let's run it. And this is how it looks. Now you might be wondering how this will actually get expanded as and when the text has come inside, because width was 100, so container took the width of its children. So this is how it looks, which is okay in this case. Right, now we will see what is the use of screen utils. So before using screen util, you will need to initialize it. That's how it works. Okay, so screen util dot init context. So it has multiple initialization methods. One is normal init. So if you run this now, let's see whether there are changes. No, there are no changes in the image size. The reason is it takes so basically how this works is your designer creates UI or design for you, and they have considered certain size of the phone. On that they have taken the dimensions, and you are defining for these phones. Somewhere you will define for Android phone, and they have different dimensions. So screen util provides it fills in the gap. It actually scales the pixels which are designed by the designer to the pixels that you will define in your Flutter UI. So for that, init has this thing: default width, default height. It takes in just the whatever screen width and height is there. But if you give your own width and height, it will scale it. So for me, I will take it as 450 and height as 660. Just a random thing. It completely depends on the designer who has given that. Now if I run it, we'll hot restart the application, and it has not changed. Okay, the reason, because we have not used screen view till now. What we will do, your dimension will be same. You will take screen util instance and set the width. Now when you are using width, go for width. When you are using height, go for height. Okay, and when you are using text size, go for SP. That's the thumb rule. That's it. Okay, and it will be 100 as we defined previously, and this will be 100. So let's run it and hot restarting the app. Nothing has changed. I don't know. Let me see. Probably it has taken okay. Yes. So this is the thing. Yes. Probably it didn't scale it much. It was in the same ratio as the width of his phone. Now it is in the perfect ratio. Okay. So now we can see that 80/80. Suppose your designer has given 80/80 and 80/80 is working fine for you. Okay. So let us take 70 since it is looking too long, too bigger for this screen. Okay. Uh, yes. Now yes, I want to show something else to you. So when you go into init, you can see here that you have this instance which is returned by screen util parent constructor. So don't shy of using screen util constructor. The reason why I'm saying this is because it is just returning instance. It is not creating new instance for you. Okay, so you can leave it as it is. You will have to call this, right? After image.asset, we will add a text which will be a quote, right? So whatever quote is passed in, it will be shown here. Style, of course, now we will go to UI. If you see here, we will go to UI and we will create a directory which will be style guide, right? Inside that directory, you will create a dart file which will be theme underscore text. So it will be your theme underscore text. Then you are going to create a class file which will be theme text. Okay, here you will add static const and the theme and the text styles. So it will be headline text style or just headline. Okay, make sure to make it underscore means private. I will show you why and why we need this. What is the use of this? Okay. So font size can be 32, and font size you can remove it. Color will take as white. Of course, it needs the import. Then weight of this will be yes. After that, it should be font style. Oh, sorry, font style. So it's font style dot italic. Okay, so this is your headline, which will be your quote coming somewhere here. Then we'll copy this and make subheading. Okay, this will be also white. It will not be bold and it will not be italic. Now you have these two. Of course, they are private. So you and also we need to apply font size. So what you will do is static, uh, final static, and you can say you will create a headline, which will be a copy of this headline. Okay, I think static is not needed, or it should be static final. Yes, right. So copy with. Now here you will give font size, which will be not 32. It will be screen util dot set sp 32. This way it will make it responsive according to the screen size. Now the reason why I have not used const and used final is this. Since you are initializing it here, you are calling constructor. It actually it gets you instance. So let us just see whether probably we can use const. No, we cannot. The reason is it says that copy with will not return a constant. It is actually creating a, a variable for you again, and it is creating at that time. It cannot be a const. These things are const because this is a const, this is a constant, this is a constant. That's why. But copy with is not a constant. Yeah. Now we will go to yes. We'll add. We'll create another which will be head subhead. Okay. It will be a copy of subhead, and the font size you can say 16 or 20, whatever we feel it will be right. Okay. Now we are going to use theme text dot headline for our quote, and for our author we will use subhead. Okay, let's run it, and this is how it looks. Now this is of course weird, so you can do one thing. Probably yes, you will need to give container width and height so that it does not depend on the children's width and height. Children's width and height. Okay, so we'll give width. It will be again screen util dot screen width in dp. So anything, it should be fine, right? So this is how it looks. Now you will also need to make column as cross-axis alignment, right? So that all things come on the left hand side. Then probably you will have a padding where you will have edge insets, symmetric, horizontal. Again we are going to use screen util. Again the same reason, depends on the screen size. Okay, width, okay, we will take it 16, and vertical we will take screen util, sorry, screen util dot set height. Yes, since it's vertical it should be height. It should be 48. Yes. Let us format it and run it again. So this is how it looks. Of course, image assets color we need to change. So color will be colors dot white dot with opacity 0.3 or 4, and it looks like this. Perfect. Now we need to bring this at center. So we will wrap this with expanded widget so that this takes lot more space and this goes down. But we need to move it in the center. So we'll wrap this text in a center widget, and here it goes. It comes in the center. Similarly, if you wrap this with center, the text will come, the author name will come in center as well. And I feel it should be 20, just because authors are also very much important. As important is a quote, so it should be far more bigger size. Now, one thing we forgot here was we have to add Google fonts, right? So what you need to do is uh, write this Google Fonts dot dosis is the font that I want to use. The style will be, sorry, the text style will be, you remove this parenthesis, take this out. Okay, so this is how, and this is your text style, headline dot copy with, and with the font size. So this is how you use Google Fonts. Fonts are applied and the text style is also applied. Similarly, we are going to apply Google Fonts dot dosis on our subheading as well. So I will again show you Google Fonts dot dosis text style and just copy it. Right now, if you have to hot restart the application to see the changes. Okay, yes, so fonts are applied and I feel it should be now 36. Yes, the text is small. We will change the font size later on as and when we feel it. Okay, so we are done with theme text. Now it's time to load multiple codes, right? So we will create in pages, we will create a dart file, which is, this is the way you create it. So it will be code screen. This will be import. We create code screen. Okay. Then this code screen will be wrapped in a scaffold. Don't relate it with this thing. We are going to replace it with our code screen. Okay. Now the scaffold, the body will be stream builder. By stream builder, we are going to fetch stream from Firestore. So the stream will be fetched from Firestore. So let's define final Firestore, and this is just a normal initialization. It's not as per the best practices, but once you use block or provider or get it libraries, you can directly integrate with them and take Firestore from one of those providers. Okay, I'm going to add Firestore here. Yes, before adding anything into the code, I will show you how you can add that the file which we downloaded for Google Info plist. I forgot that. So go to iOS project, open this in Xcode module. It will open it very quickly. Okay. Now you are here. Okay. So you will drag your file in runner and runner. So it will be located at this place. And once you click on runner, you can see that the bundle identifier that we used was this. As you can see here in the apps section, quotes app. Okay, so this is the way you can get the bundle identifier. After getting the plist, you can drag it here in this location below runner and it will be done for you. Okay, you will find a dialog box, so let me show you that also if I have that file. So what we will do is we'll go to our documents, Flutter projects, quotes app, lib. I think this is the file. Yes. So what you will do is you will drag this here. Let me just see it. We'll drag it here and put it like this. Once you do it, you will press this finish button and it will be done for you. And then you can close this project, run your application from restarting so that it shows you some message. We will see what that message will be. Okay. Then you need to come back to your Firebase project, import this from Cloud Firestore, and then you can have Firestore dot collection. And what is the collection name? You go to your database here and see here that quotes is the collection name. Okay, so similar name will be here, quotes, then shorts, right? Then you will have a builder because the stream builder works with that, and it will be index. Sorry, it will be your snapshot. Then you will return a widget, which will be in our case a page view dot builder. So we are going to have page view here. Okay, what will be the length? So two things here. When your stream has not returned, what you will show? So for that you will add this thing, if snapshot dot has data. If it doesn't have data, then return a loading indicator. Okay, so we will create that very quickly here. Right, it will be nothing but a center widget with circular progress path, progress indicator. Okay, after doing that, we will see if this condition has returned true, it will not execute further. But if it doesn't fall under this condition, it will return page view dot builder. And then you will need item count and item builder. So what will be your item count? It will be snapshot dot data dot documents dot length, right? So this length will be nothing but 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 documents, so 7 elements. Then each of this will be your quote widget, and you know what this quote widget does. Quote widget is nothing but this thing. Okay. So probably item builder, yes, I did something wrong here. So context, item builder takes in context and index. So each element based on the index value, it will return a different quote. Okay. And this will return quote widget. It will be okay. So three things. Now one thing you should always do is, as you know that all of the things are required for this widget, so it is good practice to add required here, so that by mistake also you don't forget anything. Okay, background color, we need to have a random color, right? So we'll define random color. Now this time the library which I added, random color, will come in picture. We have already seen Google Fonts, we have seen Screen Util, now we have seen Firestore, now we are seeing random color. Okay. Background color, so you will define random color like this. Again, it should be done at a different level, it should not be done on each screen. Coming back to that part, I don't think, yeah, it's not a good, you can actually remove this screen util from here to your port screen. That would be nice place. Even nicer place would be your home screen or your splash screen, anything that you have in your project before port screen. Of course, I don't think port screen will be your first screen in future if you decide to launch this app. Now in the background color, you need to give random color dot random color and tell the filters that you want to apply. So for now, I want to apply brightness, which will be color brightness dot dark. I want that the color which comes on the background should be dark enough so that my text, which is whiter in which is white, should be displayed, right? And you can play around with this. You have lot many filters. You have hue, you have saturation, and instead of your dark, you have light, you have very light, you have very dark, but we are going with dark. I don't want it to be too much dark. Okay, then quote. So what is the quote? It will be taken from document, and this document is actually basically what you need to do is final document. You will take in all these documents and put index on it. So index is 0, you will get first document, which is nothing but your first quote and author combination. Okay, and for second index it will be this, for third it will be this, and the list goes on. So this document you will take in quote. You can see here quote is the key, that's why we have to write quote here. Similarly with the author, we will have document and author. And now what you need to do is, you need to probably hot restart the application. Yes, so go in here, hot restart, and wait for output. So there is error. Yes. So let us see what is that. Okay, probably we have something with yes. So we'll go to code widget. Set width was called on null. So let's see, where is that? Oops, yeah, yes. Since we have to remove this quote widget, we have to use quote string. And why that error was there? Because we were trying to use you know quote widget, and in that quote widget you have screen util dot screen width dp set width, everything like that, which requires screen util to be initialized, but in main dot it was not getting initialized in quote widget. We removed it from here. That's why we need to run quotes screen, and that's the way it should be actually. So what is the error here? Let's see. Okay, I'm running it again, and this is your application. Now if you scroll, you can see second quote, which is this one. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing, by Walt Disney. Then the third quote, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. And you have something scrollable, but that is bad. So what you can do is you can have a scroll direction. Sorry, you can have physics for that, and it will be no clamp physics. So it will be scroll physics. You can find options, clamping, yes. So this, I will hot restart the application and we will see the output. So clamping is not happening now. As you can see here, when I scroll on the left hand side, it is not happening. When I scroll on the right hand side, it's not happening. See this. Okay. So guys, I think this is the end, and I would like to also change my backend in future. So this is how you integrate Firebase. This is how you create a codes app. It is very simple app. It has nothing much heavy, but it looks nice. And the way you can actually change this, so it's very easy. It will be only a debug banner, which is, I think, everyone of you will know. And just restarting application. And yes. So one thing I want to show you here is every time you run it, colors will change, because and it will always be dark. Believe me, colors are perfectly chosen here, so you can perfectly believe on trust on that, and it's nice looking at. So yes, this is the end of the video. Let me know in the comment section, did you like it? If you didn't like it, please let me know what I can improve on. And do not, if you are not a subscriber to this channel, please do subscribe to my channel, because a lot more content will be coming in future. And if you don't want to miss out on any of the videos, please also hit the bell icon so that you will get the notifications whenever I launch a video. And yes, share it with your friends and ask them to join this channel as well. Thank you.